Welcome to Fit and Fire, the Prostate Cancer Combat Podcast. I'm your host, Al Carter, U.S. Army veteran, prostate cancer survivor, and a man rebuilding strength in real time. This podcast is about mind, body, and spirit. What it really takes to heal, to lead, and to rise again. If you're walking through cancer, recovery, fear, or rebuilding, or it might be something else, you're not alone. Let's climb together. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a pastor. I'm a U.S. Army veteran, a man God rebuilt through prostate cancer. And if you're climbing your own mountain, brother, welcome back. The climb continues. As I speak to you right now, it's January 8th, 2026. My surgery was September 11th, 2025. That means today I'm 119 days post surgery, still climbing, still healing, still becoming. I'm telling you this story from the beginning so you can walk with me. From the first moment I saw the mountain to the man I'm becoming today, this is a real time testimony, a real time transformation. I want you to hear this clearly. I'm not speaking to you from the finish line, I'm speaking to you from the fight. I'm recording this as a man still in recovery, still in hormone treatment, still pushing through weakness, still walking miles, still rebuilding my identity day by day. And I want to go off script for a moment because real truth doesn't always come polished words. I didn't filter some things. I'm trying to speak from the heart. Sometimes it comes straight from the pain. When I wrote these episodes, I still had a catheter in me. I was recovering from robotic prostate removal, had 2 hernia repairs at the same time. It hurt to cough. It hurt to sneeze. It hurt to laugh. It hurt to get out of a chair, to go to bed, to get out of bed. Every moment reminded me that my body had been cut open and stitched back together. I want everybody to be aware of what I went through. I want you to feel, I hope you feel through my voice what I went through and the pain I was in. I want you to be aware to get tested. But here's what I need you to understand God strengthened my spirit to carry my body and expanded my mind. During this time when I was in the most pain I ever felt in my life, I wrote 26 episodes, which I'm sharing with you today. And there's more to come. Some battles require armor and weapons. Some battles require surrender. And surrender, it's forged in the fire of pain because it's a new kind of weapon. It becomes testimony. And testimony is what breaks silence in men because the silence nearly killed me. Here's a metaphor God gave me as I was laying in the bed. It's simple, physical, and real. I was like a car that was out of alignment. When a car is out of alignment, it still runs, engine turns over, the wheels spin, you can still get from point A to point B, but nothing feels right. The steering wheel doesn't sit straight. You're holding it just like the little off center. You're holding it the whole time. And if you loosen your grip for a second, the car starts to pull, not violently, just enough that you're constantly correcting. You don't even realize how much effort you're using just to drive until you're exhausted and the ride feels uneven. The road noise get louder. The vibration you didn't have before is subtle but wearing. And the tires start taking the damage first. From the outside of the car, it looks fine, but underneath it is chewing itself up. Fuel efficiency drops. You're burning more energy just to go to the same distance. Long drives feel harder than they should. Here's the dangerous part. You don't get to You get used to it. You tell yourself, that's just how the car drives now. Until one day you get it fixed. Something fails and you finally get it fixed. And when the alignment is finally corrected, the steering feels centered, the car tracks straight. You can loosen your grip, the vibration disappears, the ride gets quiet again, and you realize how much effort you were wasting just trying to stay in your lane. Alignment isn't about whether the car moves, it's about whether it moves the way it was designed to. And most men don't realize how far out of alignment they are until they finally feel what straight actually feels like. That's what God did for me. He aligned me, not just in body, but in purpose. And now I'm going to say something men don't like to admit to out loud. I still don't have full bladder control yet. I wear Depends and a pad every day. Coffee makes it worse. So I have to stop drinking coffee. That's just the reality of recovery. I have no shame, no apology. My purpose is what made it is to make you aware. I'm still in hormone treatment. Hormone therapy does something most men are never prepared for. It temporarily suppresses testosterone. This kind of surgery, prostate removal, is a treatment that don't just change the body, it confronts your identity. It tests your mind, your spirit, and your sense of manhood. This is a moment where willpower can't carry you anymore. That's when surrender becomes strength, and that's where God steps in. Through God's mercy and grace, I'm still pushing through weakness. I'm still walking miles. I'm still rebuilding my identity day by day. This is the raw truth most men never talk about. This is what prostate cancer really looks like. This is why early detection matters. This is about prostate awareness, prostate cancer awareness. Prostate cancer is a silent enemy. Most men don't feel it. Most men don't talk about it. And silence on both sides costs lives. Get your PSA levels checked is how you break that silence. Because pretending you're fine is how men die in silence. This is not a story told after victory. This is a fight right now, and you're walking it with me. There's comes a time, a moment when standing still hurts more than moving forward. Episode 2 is that moment. In episode 1, I stood at the base of the mountain and looked up. My challenge, I had to face it. This time, my feet are on the rock. My spirit is awake. My body is trembling. My faith is being tested with every breath. This isn't symbolic. This is mind, body, spirit, warfare. This is warfare on all three fronts. This is a prayer with sweat on it. Faith with muscle fatigue. Obedience with burning lungs. This is the mountain climb. It surprised me how fast the mountain punched me back. My legs felt heavy, my lungs burned, my balance was off, my thoughts were loud, my fears, they were louder. The mountains doesn't test your strength first, it tests your willingness. It asks, will you climb when it hurts? Will you climb when you're scared? Will you climb when you feel less like a man? That's where most men stop, right in the intersection of fear and effort. But God didn't bring me here to admire the mountain, He brought me here to climb. The battle wasn't the slope, it was my mind. I heard thoughts like, you're too old, you're broken, you won't be the same man, you waited too long, you're going to leak in public, you're going to pee on yourself, you lost too much, you're a sinner, you're no good, and you're too late. Every lie try to keep me at the bottom of the mountain. But your mind lies, God doesn't. My flesh was weak, my pride was broken, but my spirit whispered back, quiet, steady, like a command. One step, keep climbing. And that whisper fueled me inside. That whisper became my fuel because sometimes faith isn't loud. Sometimes faith is a simple sentence you repeat until your body obeys. One step, keep climbing. You don't climb alone. You climb with everything you never processed and you tie it on your back. Regret, disappointment, financial fears, pressure to stay strong, private tears, silent pain. And the higher you climb, the more you realize how heavy you've been carrying life. Mountains expose the fear you buried, not to shame you, but to set you free. Because what you don't release eventually breaks you, but what you place before God, He carries. I didn't just pray on my knees, I prayed in motion. I prayed while walking 2 to 5 miles a day. I prayed while pushing up on an average of 100 to 200 push ups a day. I prayed through burning lungs on the treadmill. I prayed through weakness. I prayed through embarrassment. I prayed through when my pads, I leaked through my pads. I prayed when I felt less than a man. Prayer wasn't quiet. Prayer was sweat. My treadmill was sometimes my altar. My push-ups became my warfare. My kitchen became a laboratory of healing, protein shakes, supplements, nutrients. I sipped every prayer for strength. I didn't lose weight by accident. I didn't survive surgery by luck. It was prayer plus discipline plus God breathing life into me. There came a point where my body tapped out. I'm at kind of at that point right now. My spirit tapped in. My legs shook. My bladder failed. Sometimes humility replaced pride. Manhood felt under attack. Strength faded. And sometimes something holy happened during these times. When my body weakened, my faith got louder. When my pride broke, God stepped closer. When shame tried to crush me, God covered me. You can be strong in the gym, disciplined in the army, a leader at work, a provider at home, and still reach a moment where strength fails. And that's the moment where God begins. This is where it changes. You're tired but moving, scared but stepping, hurting but praying, wounded but willing. It doesn't happen all at once, it happens breath by breath. For me, it clicked somewhere between push up 50 and step 12,000. Sweat burning my eyes, heart pounding like war drums, and suddenly I felt alive. Not because of strength, not because of purpose. It was like God whispered, this climb is not punishment, it's preparation. You're not dying, you're awakening. This pain is building a testimony. And when that hit me, everything changed. Seasoned Mount Everest climbers say after a certain elevation, muscles means nothing. Pride means nothing. Experience means nothing. But there, the air gets thin. Every step demands two things: a decision, a prayer. Some climbers whisper sacred words. Some say nothing because their breath becomes the prayer. I lived that too. There were days the air in my life felt thin, days Fear tightened my chest. Days shame weakened my legs. Days I couldn't even speak. But my walk became the prayer. The mountain teaches men this: when your breath fails, God becomes oxygen. And when strength collapses, God becomes footing. And when elevation gets dangerous, your spirit learns to breathe in heights you were never trained to survive. Men hide behind humor. Men fear, they hide fear, they use fear to hide their silence. Brokenness become toughness. But behind closed doors, I broke, I cried, I questioned God, I asked why me. Some nights I stood in the shower so the water would hide my tears. But breaking didn't make me weak. Breaking made room for God. Sometimes God lets you fall apart so he can rebuild you stronger than you ever have been before the climb ever began. Private battles become public testimony. That's why I'm here today. Prayer wasn't just words, it was motion. When fear hit, I walked. When anxiety rose, I pressed off the floor, did more push ups. When grief hit, I went to the treadmill. When doubt hit, I opened up scripture. When faith shook, I prayed harder. I didn't ask God to remove the mountain. I asked God to climb it with me. Scripture gave me fuel, worship gave me oxygen, push ups gave me warfare, steps gave me a sermon. Every drop of sweat said, Lord, rebuild me, make me whole, strengthen my spirit to lead my body. And he did. One night after a long treadmill session, heart pounding, shirt soaked, body aching, I felt peace, not relief, peace. I breathed slow, my mind quiet, my fear softened. And inside my spirit, I heard, you're not climbing alone. Not a voice in my ear, it was a voice in my chest. From that day forward, I stopped asking why this mountain. I started asking, what is this mountain going to teach me? That question changed everything. The climb demanded things I didn't want to give: energy, comfort, control, pride, security. Cancer isn't just medical, it's emotional, spiritual, identity shaken. But here's the truth: the climb hurts, but staying in the same spot hurts more. The cost of not climbing is greater than the cost of going up. The mountain wasn't trying to defeat me, it was trying to develop me. There came a day I stepped off that treadmill and realized I was fighting cancer. I was fighting for purpose. I wasn't just fighting cancer, I was fighting for purpose. Do you feel me? Do you hear what I'm saying? I wasn't climbing just to survive, I was climbing to serve. My body leaned out, my spirit stood up, my faith grew teeth, and God whispered, got clearer and clearer. You will speak, you will testify, you will help men climb their own mountain. That was the day I stopped climbing in fear and started climbing with fire. This is where the climber changes. You can stop counting steps. This is where this is the part of the mountain that touches me. You can stop counting steps and start counting your blessings. You can stop asking why me and start saying use me. This is where my body may ache, my bladder may leak, my hormones may shift, but my spirit rises, my faith leads, my assignment awakens. The climb is no longer suffering, it becomes holy ground. I'm still climbing, still sweating, still praying, still becoming. But when I look back where I started. Heaven noticed, and heaven noticed with you. It noticed every step that you've taken. Episode 3, the episode after this, is the moment where clarity becomes purpose, sharpens the view, and reveals why the climb was worth it. This was episode 2 of 26 episode journey. There are 24 episodes that follow each connect. The climb has begun and the cost is now clear. The body is changing, the mind is resisting, the spirit is learning how to breathe at a higher elevation. In episode 3, we reach the summit where revelation meets resistance, and God shows us what this climb was really preparing us for. After this episode, 23 episodes remain. The view is changing, but the journey is far from over. Let me give you a shout from the mountain. Before I go, listen to me, man to man. This is my shout from the mountain to the valley below. Get your PSA levels checked. Don't let pride make you late. Don't let silence make you stubborn. Don't let fear make you avoid the truth. If a doctor recommends a biopsy, don't be too prideful. A test can feel scary, but ignorance is deadlier. And hear this, some men are higher risk. If you have a family history of prostate cancer, if you're African American, if you're older, if you're carrying extra weight or you're dealing with chronic stress, if you're not sure about your history, assume nothing and get checked anyway. Talk to your doctor about when you should start screening because early detection can save your life and delay action can cost too many men their life. And it has done that. It's taken too many men from their future. I'm not saying this as a lecture. I'm saying this because I'm living it right now. I'm still recovering. I'm still in hormone treatment, still rebuilding. I'm speaking from the fight. So another man does not have to learn the hard way like I did. This climb is not just my climb, it's our climb. So if this episode hits you, share it with one man. Text him, call him, tag him. Be a brother who breaks the silence. Brother, if this episode stirs something in you, that was an accident, that was God. Join me in episode 3, The Summit, where clarity comes purpose sharpened, and the view from above reveals why the climb was worth every step. I'm Al Carter. This is Fit and Fire, the Prostate Cancer Combat Podcast. Keep climbing. God sees every step. See you in episode 3.